When I practice, the most important thing is I always use a metronome. The metronome on 2 and 4, always on 2 and 4. Very important. I've tried different approaches, like speeding up the metronome in one session, and it actually doesn't work. The best way to do it is to practice really slowly and accurately, and then the next day maybe you bring it up 1 notch. So you'll spend a long time on one thing and getting the speed up gradually, because if you try and force it, you can end up getting pain and muscle tension. So I'm really aware of that more now, of like any kind of tension. Sometimes practicing in front of a mirror, using keeping the fingers very close like this. So you never like this. I always say to my students, keep the fingers very close. A lot of arpeggios. I'm practicing a lot of arpeggios as well now. Just going through them really, just 7 dominant 7s, major 7s, all the chords. And then there's a book called Patterns for Jazz, which I am working through that as well. That's a very good book, especially for going through all 12 keys, because getting everything down in all 12 keys and different root movements. So for example, the beginning exercises major triads, and so on, going up then coming down, and going around in cycle of fifths. So there's different root movements, and then once I've got through that, I then try to work on language, on some kind of licks, bebop language. I haven't been doing so much of that recently. I mean, I did a lot more of that maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Now I'm trying to focus more on just connecting ideas together around the chords. I practice playing chord tones a lot when I'm learning a standard. So just playing the basic chord tones, the root, 3rd, 5th and 7th. Just playing it with the metronome, different rhythmically, just so I know the chord progression I'm playing over. I mean, musically it doesn't sound great, but it's a good exercise. I'm just trying to think of an example, like even giant steps, like working through giant steps, and not playing too fast, but again starting off slowly, and then the speed will come eventually. So for example, the chord progression, if you're practicing, I think also if you're practicing something, you're trying to play too fast beyond your technique, that's really quite dangerous, because you're going to be playing tense all the time. The muscle tension, and yeah, if you go over something too quick, you know, you should really, if you're practicing one exercise like one lick, you should practice it at least, you know, legato, like so slurred, tongued, and many articulations, the same exercise, and really slowly initially. Yeah, I mean, eventually you can build the speed up, but I don't know. I think it comes naturally. Once you play something slowly, you can just play fast. I found a lot of the double time stuff I'm playing, I've never really had to practice it fast. It just comes out, and it's also the brain, the way the brain works. So example, for going for the giant steps, I mean, you could just play going through the progression, so kind of 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So that was just the first chorus I did, just play the chord tones. Second time, I've got them in my ear and I'm just playing very simple stuff, connecting, just outlining the changes. Not just playing chord tones, I'm playing different parts, you know, scale, licks, 2-5-1 licks and things that work, but done slowly, so everything's clear. I think everything should sound clear.